Oh, hi.
Hey there.
How you doing?
Welcome.
Welcome to the 42 Lights
Podcast.
I do.
We're 42.
Come sit with us. We have lots to talk about.
I don't have a crew.
Crew! Key grips. Assistant.
Someone cue the fan. Yeah, that's definitely going to stay in. I'll find a way to put it in.
To our first episode
Of I Do.
with 42. Yeah. Hi, my name is Angie, owner of 42 Lights, wedding and event planning, coordination, and event rentals.
Hi, I'm Brooke Santana, lead planner and coordinator for 42 Lights.
Brooke is amazing, so happy to have her on my team. She's basically my equal, so if you ever see me, you're probably going to see Brooke. Okay, so I have been in the industry pretty much all of my life. From a very young age, my mother was in the hospitality industry doing weddings, catering, florals, wedding cakes, pretty much everything. I remember sitting at the table with her and my sister using the hot glue gun, gluing together the wedding bouquets for that coming up weekend. We even decided to name a company when we got older, Taj, to stand for Tina, Angie, and Jesse. Of course, we never did it, but we all kind of worked in the industry, you know, bits and pieces growing up, and now we're here. And they actually work with me now, which is pretty cool. So I have done probably around 800 weddings total. I've been doing it for a really long time. I have done everything from DJ weddings to plan weddings, coordinate weddings, offer rentals, decorate. I've run wedding venues. I have done international weddings. So I'm pretty much a lover of all things weddings, and I have extensive knowledge and pretty much know the industry inside and out. Wonderful husband, his name is Alan. He is my dream man, somebody I always prayed for. And I also have a beautiful daughter who is just everything. She encompasses everything that
Wedding industry, probably about 14 years. I met my husband in 2009, and he was heavy into the wedding industry, doing DJing. He also did clubs at that time, quinceañeras, birthday parties. And then when we met in 2009, he kind of brought me on board. I kind of got the hang of it. I started picking up the microphone and emceeing with him. I was more or less his sidekick. We did a lot of weddings in Ohio, Michigan, Kentucky, even as far as Georgia. And then we moved to Florida about 3.5 years ago. And when we moved here, well, that's when I met Angie and really got into the planning and coordination part of wedding. That I first had an interaction with Angie, and it was via phone. She more or less gave me a phone call, gave me a rundown of how things are supposed to flow and how we're supposed to handle things. And I thought she was very kind and very nice and very informative, knew her stuff on the phone. And then I'm not really sure how long until the first wedding when I actually met you face to face. I was nervous, but she was nice. She's good at her what she does. There's no question about that. But I was like, I don't think she likes me.
Well, why?
She gave no clue of that. That was just my own thinking. I don't know. I guess I thought we were going to be built-in besties day one. I don't know. Yeah.
So I get a phone call one night from Lo, who was working one of our weddings, and Brooke was there in the capacity of MC with her husband, of course, DJing. And Lo let me know that this new DJ team came in and that they were really great, husband and wife team. And immediately I was like, oh gosh, here we go, because I was a wedding DJ, and you know the women, they're just usually there with their boyfriends, and they're just kind of like on the side. So I was like, oh great, here we go. But Lo was like, no, they're really good. Like, you're going to love them. You're going to love working with them. So I got on that call, and I ended up working with them a little ways down the road. And I absolutely loved them, which Brooke thinks I did not. And Brooke thinks that I did not like her. But I actually felt the same exact way that Brooke did, because I thought that she hated me. I thought that she did not want to be there. I thought that she, wanted nothing to do with this. Like, she would smile, but she'd be walking like real serious, like bringing the equipment in with Vic. And of course, Vic is like, hey, how's it going? But Brooke, you know, she had like a straight face, and then she would be like, every once in a while. But then on the mic, she'd be slaying those weddings on the mic. And so I was like, okay, well, maybe she just doesn't like me, but she loves what she does. But either way, she's a great MC. They're a great DJ team. I'm going to use them. So I guess all this time, 3 years later, you and Vic thought that I didn't even like you guys. That's so messed up.
What do you think it took for us to like really be able to connect on different levels? What brought us close? Because I feel like there was just like one time that like, oh, we actually like each other as friends a lot, not just as someone that we work for.
I just think that like it just took time to like kind of get to know. We never really like sat and talked. We never like got to know each other really.
Right, we were always working
At all. Yeah. So we never actually sat down and hung out. And then I think when we started working somewhere else, I think I realized like, you know, hey, Brooke would actually be an asset to me because she is a wedding DJ, which being a wedding DJ, I know you do most of the planning. So I was like, I wonder if she'd be interested. So I had texted her. I was like, hey, would you be interested? And she was like, oh my gosh, I would love that. But then when I talked to her in person, I asked her, she was like, I would love that. And then walked away. So I was like, okay, well, she clearly doesn't want to, you know? And then it took me like 2 months of working with you to be like, hey, Brooke, do you really actually like this? Like, do you really want to do this? And then she was finally like, it has been my dream. That's how she said it. It has been my dream.
I just felt like I always needed to remain professional because we were working. And it also didn't really, like, we never really had to communicate about anything unless there was a question, and it more or less was like, ask the question, you get the answer.
Right.
But then when I started getting to, like, open for you and you would, you know, come in the morning, then was another level. But I used to just see you set up, do the wedding, and leave.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah.
But it's funny to like hear the perspective of each other because I really thought she didn't want to be there at all.
She just didn't know how funny I am.
I didn't realize that she is a closet comedian and also a closet news anchor too. So I mean, really, if this doesn't work out for her, she definitely has this in her future. But it doesn't really matter because obviously we're going to be famous after this, so it doesn't matter.
Viral.
Yeah, she's drunk. No, so let's play a little game. We have a couple questions. Brooke, let's talk about, is this even legal moment? Has there ever been a wedding where you were like, what is happening? This should not be happening. I want no part of this. Did a couple maybe ask you to do or say something that was like super uncomfortable?
Not in anything recent. Many years ago, probably when I first got into the wedding business and started coordinating along with Vic, because I felt like maybe back in like 2012 era, that's before the party planners or the wedding planners came in, so the DJs did a lot of it, and it's actually kind of time consuming to be able to play music and then walk around and you're like coordinating everybody. Right. We were getting ready for announcements into the reception, and when I had met with the bride and groom, they were very adamant that like she needed to be announced as stepmom because she was the stepmom. And she was very adamant that she was just mom. And even though I announced her as stepmom, she introduced herself as mom loudly.
Yeah.
As entering.
That was fun.
I wanted to crawl under the table.
Yeah, definitely. I was actually going to bring up the moment that
oh my gosh.
that the bride and groom wanted to do special dances, and they changed it on Brooke and Vic like really last minute. Like, hey, I really need a song like right now, a slow song for me and my brother. And they decided to play "Must Be Doing Something Right" by Billy Currington. And if you know that song, it's a very nice song about lovemaking.
So let me give you one tip. One very important tip. Awesome. You cannot control your guests, but you need to warn them. You do not throw the DJ off his game with minimal seconds. If you and your family are feuding, that is not the time for you to rekindle that relationship. And put it on the DJ to find you the song about a brother and a bride, because there are not really that many out there, and so you're probably going to end up dancing to something you shouldn't be dancing to your brother.
Yeah, definitely. But it was great, though. And, of course, we can use it now, which will, in turn, make us famous.
And nobody was mad, and it was just, should have just been a straight no.
They were laughing very hard, actually.
I wanted to crawl under the table once again.
Yeah. I mean, it happens.
I just couldn't get under there.
It happens. It happens. I'm trying to think, so, like, the most illegal moment, I mean, of course, you always have, like, the couples that are, like, serve my underage kids, stuff like that. I don't ever do that. It's stupid. But I would say I did have a request to marry a man and 2 women, and I wasn't aware of this beforehand. And I explained that was not in my wheelhouse. Not that I put that down. Love is love, whatever you want to do. I just wasn't prepared for it, so I was like thrown off. So I would say that would probably be like the biggest thing, like I guess polygamous marriage that I wasn't ready for. I also did a wedding where the groom was like a master S&M dude, in the Tampa Bay area, and he had his slaves and submissives, I guess. And listen, let me tell you, I'm not even lying when I tell you this wedding. I've never been more respected. The people were so kind and nice to me. But yeah, they were wearing dog collars, and they were his submissives, and what he said, they did.
Wow.
I would say that would probably be like the wildest, like weirdest.
Do we have pictures from that one?
Yeah, I can get them.
Yeah, we need to show pictures of that one.
But again, they were great. Top 5 of like the nicest people I've ever worked with.
That's always nice when they're nice.
Yeah.
Have you had an experience where you've talked to the couple before? They can be very sweet day up. Maybe their attitude is just like very stressed. The character changes. They're really mean. Maybe family's mean. Have you had that experience where they're just like very like on you and just like, oh, totally different people?
Never. All of my couples are perfect and amazing, and I love working with every single one of them. But yes, absolutely. There have been a few, not many, honestly, not many. I feel like a handful. Out of all the weddings, I would say maybe 5 that were like really impossible. But it's usually not the couple. It's usually the
wedding party.
No.
Maid of honor?
Maid of honor or mom.
Or mom.
Yep, it's always a maid of honor or mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes it difficult usually.
It does. They are the ones that want to make the last minute changes because, well, they told me so. And I'm like, no.
Or the maid of honor. I just had my wedding 6 months ago. I know how to be a wedding planner. Or the mom sometimes, and I hope I never am this mom, but I understand that like they want to redo their wedding all over again, so they think that stuff that was popular for their wedding in the 90s is popular now, and it's not. So it's kind of hard as a planner and the coordinator to kind of like, sometimes you got to play like good cop, bad cop, and sometimes it makes you look bad to the parents, but ultimately your couple is your client. So
I think it's important that the parents put some perspective. Like, we can repurpose some things into today's wedding and aesthetic and whatever it is, but think about how you're making your daughter or your son feel.
Right.
Like they're trying to incorporate this thing from the 90s and it's just not possible. So like something simple, maybe like on the welcome table or something, but not something that like just doesn't fit the theme.
Yeah, you have to be open to like what's trending and what's popular and what your son or daughter like. So
for sure.
Important.
A lot of them want to use the cake topper, but then don't realize that there are photos.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's more like to like when they're like, oh, we want like doilies or like the swags of what's it called, tulle.
Yeah,
like that's.
The only time the doilies have really fit for the one wedding that I've decorated, the only time it fit is because the theme was boho. Mm-hmm. So it fit.
Certain things. Yes. Yeah. It does match. And that is actually coming back.
Like yeah.
Doilies and stuff like that, yeah.
My step-grandma used to make doilies, so they're like using them now again.
Yeah, so that's like heirlooms too.
Yeah.
What about family drama? So have you had any weddings? You think back that like family drama, I know you just talked about the mother of bride, something similar to that, like that. They did something that like threw the wedding off kilter, or
I think just the one that stands out to me right off the bat is when we almost had to delay the ceremony because the mother was so late.
Yeah, that's horrible.
That was awful because he really wanted, to walk with her.
Yeah.
It's sentimental, missed out on pictures because of that. But it wasn't drama. It's just she was stuck in traffic. But it makes everything fall behind.
Yeah. I've had a few where the parents just don't show up. That's really horrible.
That's really sad.
And that's heartbreaking as a mom. And of course you try to like overcompensate because of it, but it's just impossible, especially if you're upset about it. I have had, you know what I think is ridiculous about parents and family?
Mm-hmm.
Like, listen, I'm divorced. My daughter is from my ex-husband. Obviously, she's my ex-husband is her father. And on her wedding day, I don't care if I cannot stand that man. I will walk down the aisle with him for her. I will sit next to him for her. I will do whatever she wants on her wedding day for her because it's her day and that's what matters. And any drama that I have with him should not make a difference. And I cannot stand it. I think it is the most selfish thing ever when parents put their own feelings ahead of their child getting married. I think it's absolutely horrendous.
We had that experience with one of the parties that we did.
Yeah.
Everybody was getting along, but toward the end, and we're just butting heads.
I've had mom and stepmom try to go at it where they have to separate them. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So sad.
We had one too where I don't really think that the bride was upset. I think it was more or less that were bridal party and guests that were questioning it, is that the mom's dress had a lot of white in it.
Oh, yes.
And it just had little specks of floral. And so I don't know if the bride initiated that and they took it upon themselves, but they were not pleased.
You can always tell the relationship of the bride and the mother-in-law.
Yes.
By what the mother-in-law wears. For instance, my lovely ex-mother-in-law, who we are friends now, but she wore black to my wedding.
Really?
Oh, yeah, like it was a funeral. She didn't like me then.
Really?
We're friends now. We're great.
It's always after the fact.
Yeah.
You're the best thing ever.
Yeah. Now she loves me and I love her. But yeah, she wore black.
So when Vic and I got married, we got married in the courthouse. So I didn't have white on. I just had on like this silvery purple dress. He kind of just matched me. It was just this quick thing. We were moving, but right before we moved to Florida, we did like his retirement going away party. It was a beach theme, and he did a surprise proposal. I had no idea. So I had black jeans on and a floral top. I'm saying I had no idea. Like I didn't even get to fix my hair because I had been setting up all day. And so when he did the surprise renewal, someone had bought me a vow. Not a vow. What is it? The veil.
Yeah.
Someone bought me a veil. It was really pretty. I still have it.
This is the renewal you've been talking about that you guys did?
Yes.
Oh my God.
It was a surprise. It was thoughtful. For him to do that was really thoughtful. But the whole point of the story is that my mother-in-law screamed that she wanted to object. And we had to remind her that it was just a renewal.
Oh my God, was she serious?
We don't know. And she kept asking people around me. So my stepdaughter kept like watching where I was to make sure I wasn't getting into things that could possibly like give me an inclination that this was going to happen. So every time I turned around, she was behind me. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why are you behind me? That's why. But she kept asking guests, like, when's this happening? I want to go home.
Wow. So note to self, plan a new renewal so she could have a real wedding without wearing purple.
And if this, don't let this hurt your feelings. This is the real and the raw. Like, these are real moments.
Oh yeah, definitely real moments.
No holding back here.
Absolutely. Let's talk about wedding guests. Have you ever had to interject for an unruly wedding guest or somebody that did something inappropriate? Or
I'll let you go first. I need a moment to think about that one.
So we are your pit bull, right? So we are the person that's going to go to bat for you if there are any issues. And sometimes you have these people that clearly know that they're attending a wedding, but they don't know how to act. So one wedding last September, actually, Jeff and Jessica, I look out, all of the guests are arriving, they're all coming in, and this couple, the girl was wearing a wedding dress, not even lying. She was wearing like a beachy style, like white wedding dress, and her husband or boyfriend, whatever, was wearing like khaki pants, suspenders, white shirt. Like you could tell that they specifically came to this venue because it was a very pretty backdrop to get some photos of like being the bride and the groom. So I look at the bride, who was like basically a friend of mine. I kind of knew her groom. I was like, "What do you want me to do?" I said, "I will go and tell her to leave." She was like, "Get her out of here." So I was like, "Done." Of course, it was kind of fun, right? You know, like
so she ended up leaving.
Oh, I walked out. I pulled her aside, of course, so I don't want to make a big scene. Pull her aside, and I was like, "Listen, we're going to have to ask you to go and change, or you're not going to be able to stay here. You can either go change if you have something in the car, or you could go to a store. There's TJ Maxx and a Marshall's right around the corner. But if you're not going to be able to change, you're not going to be welcome to the wedding. You're wearing a wedding dress. This is not a wedding dress. That's definitely a wedding dress, and he is clearly wearing an outfit like a wedding, and you know the couple just doesn't feel comfortable, and it's just it's poor taste, you know, poor taste." So she ended up making a scene to me. I stayed calm. The bride did not care, which I don't blame her because I wouldn't have cared either. And she ended up leaving and she never came back.
Yeah, that's uncalled for.
Yeah.
I would have been like escort her off the property. I would even give her the opportunity to go to TJ Maxx.
Yeah. Were you there at the night where the guy got tased?
No.
Oh my gosh. So this guy flipped out. Long story short, his girlfriend fell. She had been drinking. I guess she lost consciousness. Ambulance had to come.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And I mean, it was really scary because she was out there. But he was hammered, and he was so drunk that he didn't understand that she was going to be okay once the ambulance got there.
Yeah.
So the police had to come, of course, because it was a whole incident. And the police were telling him, "Dude, chill out. You're fine. She's going to be fine. We're going to tell you where she's going. We'll let you go, whatever." he just would not chill out. And for like 20 minutes, he just kept like breaking through his friend's arms, screaming, yelling on the floor, like pounding the ground, like actually like a toddler. And he just would not stop. And I just happened to turn the corner and got in the parking lot, and I caught him right as he was getting tased.
Wow.
So he got arrested because he was so out of it that he didn't realize, like, chill out, dude.
Yeah, there's no bringing him down from that.
Right. And so, of course, then the bride, you know, of course she was upset. The couple was upset. Kind of ruined their evening. I'm sure they laugh about it now, but
I'm sure they do too.
yeah.
I'm sure I would be upset too. I would be like, we just had so much fun. Like,
yeah,
you just
like,
ruined
get
it.
Together. Like,
I want to end on a high note.
I mean, I guess no good weddings end when the police are available, or when the police are there, or the ambulance.
Right.
Ambulance.
You know what? At the end of our wedding, instead of just making, like, maybe they'll show up, let's make sure they do show up.
Yeah.
So at 9:55, give them a call.
Yeah. Yep. Any therapy sessions that you've had to do with a couple, like right before they get married or anything like that?
A lot of them, you have to talk them down. You have to really, like, reassure them, like, I know what's happening. I know who you are. I know who I am. I know what you want. What you want to tell me throughout, I got you.
Yeah.
Like, I have to really, like, remind them to just, like, you're here to get married.
Yeah.
And, like, you don't have to look for me because I'm already looking at you.
Right.
So when you turn around, you're going to see me.
Why did I start 42 Lights? Okay, so since I've been in the industry for a while, I had always worked for other people, or I always worked under other companies. However, I wanted to start my own LLC, basically, to start planning, like, legit just by myself, to kind of go off on my own. And 42 happened to be my lucky number for decades. Like, 42 was always a prevalent number in my life, whether it be, like, employee numbers, it would just always pop up, stuff like that. And then, since 42 was always around, it was very odd that I had my daughter on April 2nd. So 42 has always been just like a really important number. And lights came about because I was like, oh, I'm probably just going to start doing uplighting, you know, just for like add-on for extra money. So that's how 42 Lights came about.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's sweet that she was born.
It's all for my daughter. I love her so much.
We're not watching her eat ice cubes on the porch currently.
She's right now dancing around, making faces at us, trying to, you know, sabotage this podcast. Anyway.
So, what, did you want to say something?
No. No.
So that's her behind the scenes story of why she started 42 Lights. Obviously, I met her after she already started 42 Lights. But we were kind of always under your umbrella, at least at some point.
I mean, yeah, pretty
Not
much.
at all venues, but more as we expanded out to other venues.
Well, yeah, and when I did start expanding out, like, I knew that I needed them on my team. Like, it is very hard to find a good DJ, a good wedding DJ, that is good on the mic and good on the decks. It's just really hard to find. You either find one that's good or, you know, one is better than the other. So them as a team, they're just so good. I love working with them. Brooke is awesome. Like, she is just, like, she gets people on the dance floor. She's great on the mic. Like I said, she's a closet news anchor. She should be, like, doing something. And then Vic is great, too. I love mashups. Some people don't like them. I love the mashups. I like when he plays mashups. But he's just good reading the crowd, reading the room, getting people, you know, on the dance floor. And then he's just also a good person. Like, they're just both good people. So that matters. You know, if you're going to be on my team, you have to be a good person. And, of course.
So I'll just kind of elaborate on that part, too. So when I started doing the MC, because obviously when I met Vic, he did both. But he doesn't enjoy doing both. So Vic is the type of person where he likes to do what he's good at, obviously. He talks on the microphone like he's the one that does all of the announcing at karaoke. He literally teases those people and just has a great time with them. He teases them about the villages and the loofahs. He just has a great time because they're like our regulars. They're our local people that come in regularly.
Did you say karaoke?
Yeah.
You do karaoke too?
We do karaoke too.
Oh my gosh, so you're actually a karaoke DJ? Or, oh my gosh, did you guys know that you could actually be a wedding DJ and do karaoke?
You can, and we even offer, like, if there is, internet, you can add karaoke onto your reception if you don't want to dance and you want to shy. I was very timid. I was very, like, insecure. Like, people are staring at me. I don't want to announce. And then one day I just found my voice. And now I want it. Like, I'm, like, a little bit dry, summer season in Florida. It's not really wedding season. Like, I personally don't want to be at your wedding right now.
No, it's too hot.
But yeah, I'm ready to get back into it. I'm ready for it to open back up.
Yeah, it's about to.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
We're going to implode.
We already have. How many weddings do we have on the books?
No, I'm saying like we're gonna implode. Like each like I don't look at every wedding the same when I MC. Obviously, the announcements are pretty similar, but I try to like change it up. It's not like I saw the same people, but still.
Yeah. It all works out. It all aligned the way it needed to be, and you're great at what you do. So
you're great at what you do.
I mean, I know. Kidding. Thank you.
No, Angie does. Like you say something, and then she turns around and walks away like a soldier, and you're like, "Where are you going?" To handle it, duh.
I mean, you have to be that way, though.
Yeah. But what is your pet peeve with other wedding planners? Like, have you ever had to collaborate with one?
Okay, so I think it's important to talk about wedding planners. And I know you've worked with many wedding planners as well.
I had one that just left.
Yeah, they do. So, okay, so this is the thing. If I'm going to do something, if you've ever read the book Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey, have you ever read that book? Okay, so there's something about that book that really resonated with me, and it is basically like you have green lights in your life, like red lights, kind of like red flags, green lights, whatever. Anyway, but there's a part of his book that he keeps on talking about don't ever half-ass something. Like, don't half-ass it. If you're going to do something, give it your all, do your best. Like, that's what you're there to do.
So that is what you, recognizing is the most important thing. Like, if you're not good at it, just recognize it and move on, rather than keep fighting it.
But you shouldn't be in the industry, or you shouldn't have a job that you're not good at. So, like, when I sign up to book a wedding, or when I book a wedding, when I sign up to plan and coordinate a wedding, that is, like, my key focus. I am with them, start to finish. Like, I will do my best, to my best ability, for every single aspect of that wedding. Perfect example. I did a wedding in Italy a couple weeks ago. Italy, yeah.
Episode to come in the future.
That's a whole other episode. But it was raining. It was raining. They had to move things. The fireworks were about to start, all of this stuff. The bridesmaid runs up to me as the fireworks had just started and said, the bride wants this song play right now. So I ran. I ran to the guy that did speak English, by the way, and I put on my Google Translate, I need this song right now. Play it right now. And within 10 seconds, I swear, he had it on there. It was ready to go. It was playing. So you have to be ready to run. You have to be ready to sweat. You have to be ready to run in the rain. You have to be ready to get drenched by rain as you are holding the umbrella over the bride and make sure that she is dry, that everything is running smoothly. You have to sit there and listen to, you know, the guests, like, come at you for things that you have no control over because you're trying to keep the bride and groom happy. I mean, you have to deal with certain people that make your job difficult, certain people that think they know what they're talking about, they don't.
It's just little, like, added on nitpicking of things that just really just makes everything complicated. It's really can be an oversight because it's not to say that it doesn't matter because everything matters, but it's just like little oversights like that that's like, that's not the time.
Right. So you have to, like, really know as a wedding planner or coordinator what needs to be done, what is important, and follow those key moments and those key points, and ultimately do exactly what your couple wants you to be doing and what they want for their big day. Brooke said that one of her planners just left in the middle of a wedding. They do that. I had one planner, I couldn't find her. She was sitting and making hot chocolate in the microwave of the break room. Like, you can't do that. You always have to be an eyesight.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't even think I use the restroom.
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, I forgot to pee today.
Like, I will make a point, like, as I come on to, like, property, wherever I am, to, like, really settle myself and use the restroom. But from there, it's just, it's nonstop.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking, like, 13 hours, sometimes more, of being on property for your bride and groom. Like, I don't think people really understand what planners and coordinators do and how hard they work. Like, you are there from the morning, whether it's setting up tables, setting up chairs, linens, everything, putting together their centerpieces, assembling centerpieces. Like, there's so many little things that people don't realize. And then you're there throughout the night, and at the end of the night, you're like, you still have to be 100%.
Oh, yeah.
And then you have to, like, be peppy and, like, make sure that they're, you know, taken care of.
And I always try to do, like, little things that are not necessary for me to do to try to speed the process up. So, like, if I'm grabbing the bride and groom their drink, I'll say to the photographer, do you need a water?
Yeah.
Like, to keep you hydrated. Like, if you can keep going, that's the faster we can get through pictures.
Yeah.
Just little things.
And that's, like, a perfect point that you just brought up, because sometimes you have to think about the vendors, too.
Yeah.
Like, that photographer might have to leave in an hour. That videographer might have to do something on the other side of the venue. That DJ might have a schedule of songs that there's no way possible they're going to be able to finish.
Yeah.
So it's really important. And then you have to worry about the venue rules, too.
Yeah.
Most venues are amazing to work in. Most venue owners are just fabulous. Some are not.
Some are not.
Some are not.
That is probably the worst experience. Sometimes it's not even the bride and the groom. It's not guests or nothing. It's literally, I know we went down to Sarasota and we did a wedding down there, and she was just very specific that out of the 3 sets of doors, we only used the middle. But I was like, we're setting up more toward the right set of the door, so wouldn't it make, more sense?
Yeah.
And just hassling and just peeking around the corner like we're making mistakes or like we're damaging the venue. Like, we never go in with the intent to damaging anything. We take care of people's property. If something happens, it was an accident. It's
But
not, nothing that I can ever think of. I've never broken anybody's property.
Never, same. And I've been in the industry forever, and plus we're licensed and insured anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I mean, but it does matter. Obviously, we're not going to go in breaking venues, but nothing ever happens ever. So
we've also had some. I think that it was also here in Florida where they just constant. It's just constant. Turn it down. Turn it down. But like guests and bride and groom are having a great time. It's not really like, outside of thing, but we've really had a lot of owners, and it's not even just owners, it's people that run the venues. Turn it down, turn it down, turn it down. And when you're having a party, it's supposed to be really upbeat.
Well, I can understand why they tell you to turn it down if they have to worry about like the ordinances and stuff like that. But we just recently had a request where we're not allowed to provide subwoofers. So that's another thing that's important, because the couples have to understand that as vendors, whether it be your planner, coordinator, and all of that, we are at the mercy of the venue and their rules and the laws and all of that. So, perfect example, if the DJs are told that they cannot provide a subwoofer, and it's the day of your wedding, and you hear no bass, and it's just that weird, like, only, what is it, why can't I think of the name, the high-pitched, I can't think of it.
I don't know.
But there's no bass to it, so it's just like, just noise. To you're going to be like, oh, those DJs suck. Or the guests are going to be like, oh my God, worst DJ ever. Well, it's not. It's just they have to follow the rules. So you have to keep that in mind, too, that it may not be your vendors that are the problem. And you should definitely at least communicate that if there are any questions or issues.
And then be more mindful, too. Like, should I have it indoors? Where is this property located? Right. Because, honestly, the ones that have asked us to turn it down, we have been inside.
Really?
We have been inside. Out the bass, you really don't get that vibe, especially.
Nobody's gonna want to dance.
No, because the vibe, it's more radio sounding.
There's a word, and I don't know why I can't think of the word.
I don't know. It sounds more mono.
Yeah.
It's not as fun. It's kind of like you're just chilling and listening to the radio.
Yeah. So, it's important.
It is important.
Why did we start this podcast? Brooke, why did we start the podcast?
So, let's be honest. You came with the idea. I didn't come with the podcast idea. But I think it's nice to tell stories. It's kind of like, sometimes we don't even get to work together.
No.
So if I'm there, you're not. So it's not like we're talking. So it's fun to share stories. I like sharing the good, obviously. I want everything to go perfect. Perfect isn't a thing. But there are some funny things to share. There are some things that are just out of this world that you would never think would happen. And so just to share them.
Yeah, I think that together, well, so like I said, I wanted to start this podcast a long time ago. And actually what caused me to want to do that is I spent a lot of money on this beautiful light right here for an expo. It is gorgeous. Spent a lot of money on it. So when I did that, I told my old business partner, Lo, still best friend, by the way, just in case you're wondering, I want to do a podcast. And she was like, that's so stupid, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Of course, she was a lot meaner. If you know Brooke, you know why. Or if you know Lo, you know why.
I love you, Lo.
We do love Lo. But she never wanted to do it with me. So when I met Brooke, you know, she was explaining to me, I tell everybody this, but I'm 45 years old. Brooke's younger than me.
I'm 36 years old.
So it's a big difference. So I had a bride basically tell me she almost didn't hire me because I didn't, my profile did not look like a real company because it doesn't show me on camera doing things and blah, 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 whatever. So Brooke explained to me, since she's younger and cooler than me, that you have to be on camera. You have to do all this stuff, whatever. So I was like, oh my gosh, well then this is like the perfect opportunity to do a podcast because, of course, I'll do her stupid little weird dances. Like she's going to make me do one later. Something about
my name is Pink and I'm really glad to meet you.
Yeah, I have no idea what that means and whatever. So I do these stupid things with her. But I would rather do something like this where I can like, you know, talk about tips and tricks since I've been in the wedding industry for so long and like help couples, help vendors, help other planners. I mean, listen, I am a girl's girl. I'm going to have Holly Peterson on here with Wonderlust event company because she's great and she's a girl's girl and we can build each other up and work together. collaboration over competition.
Yeah.
Not competition, collaboration, whatever it is. But anyway, so to help each other out, share fun stories, help the brides get to know us a little bit, to see how fun and awesome we are. And then, of course, since this is going to make us famous, that would be a perk, of course, because we're going to go viral.
We really just want someone to plug in the fan and set up the chairs.
Yeah, that. But I do want to be rich enough to where we do have somebody to do that.
Well, she already has a beach house, so...
I want to go on a city tour.
Like what city?
I don't know, but I want to be like Giggly Squad. Did you look them up?
No.
Beach DeSorbo?
No, I didn't look them up.
They're great. You need to watch their
What
podcast.
is city tour?
A city tour? It's where we go on tour.
And you want to do your podcast live in front of an audience?
Yes, and we'll have our fans and our key reps.
Yeah, I already agreed to that.
That they'll set up for us.
So what city would you like to go to first?
Ooh, that's a good one. I say Nashville.
Really?
Go big or go home.
I want to do it right here in Tampa Bay. First one.
Well, that's not fair because we're already here.
No, we're not in Tampa. We're in Madeira.
Okay, then we'll go to...
I live in Clearwater. She's in Madeira. We do a lot of everything around the Tampa Bay area.
Okay, well then Tampa first. But, I try to dream a little big. And then you know where I want to go after Nashville? I want to go to that Red Rocks. You know what I'm talking about? Where is that? Is that in Nevada?
Is that?
Well,
it's like this little, it's like rocks that are painted colors.
No, but they're not painted colors.
Yes, they are.
They are.
How are they just that color?
Nature? The world? Yeah, so this is going to be our city tour eventually, but, stay tuned, obviously. So, with that being said, let's talk about what's to come.
So, what I do with 42, the podcast, obviously, like we said, we're going to talk about all the fun things, all the lovey things, all the positive things. But we're going to talk about the dreadful. We're going to talk about the nightmares. And we're going to bring on some guests to this podcast. We want to hear their perspective. We want to hear what they've been through. We know that, not everybody in this industry is nice and treats you with respect. And so there's a lot of perspectives. There's a few people she's going to bring on that I have not met, just maybe in passing, but haven't really got to talk to. Yeah. And they're going to give us all of the, after dark, nitty gritty, the things that make you grit your teeth.
Yeah. So I want this podcast to not only be for future couples or our couples that we have booked, but I also want it to be for the wedding industry. Mm-hmm. And if you are in that circle of the wedding industry in the Tampa Bay area, you know who's who. So I have some really exciting guests that I have up my sleeve that people are definitely going to want to hear from. And I think that the audience that knows me and my background is going to be shocked at a few that I do plan on having here. So that's going to be exciting. I'm really excited for that. But also the couples can learn from them too because they are very important. They are involved in the industry and work with a lot of couples and a lot of weddings and stuff like that.
Right. So I want to ask you a question.
Yes?
So we introduced ourselves at the beginning of episode 1, and you'll get to know us more and more and our personalities, and you'll probably like one of us more than the other, and that's all accepting. I told you that I do, I'm married. I've been married almost 14 years. But Angie, as well, is also married. She also has a daughter, what she introduced earlier in the podcast. How do they feel with such a busy schedule, with the calls, the endless planning, the endless traveling to venues? Do they get irritated?
So I realized after attending the Amplify Summit this past weekend that I do need to chill out. I do go too much. I'm squirrel. Brooke and I had the conversation about squirrel. I start one thing, don't finish it. I am very busy, and I'm not just saying that to make myself sound cool. I really do start at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I do not end. My phone is constantly going off. My email's constantly going off. Vendors constantly texting, calling, the brides. I always offer open communication. I don't ever put a cap on things. So I do need to start taking a break. My husband is great. He has really helped me, whether it be delivering stuff for me or equipment or bringing stuff to where I need it. He's very patient with me when it comes to me being on calls all the time. He works nights. So it actually kind of works out that he works nights because we get more time during the day. But my daughter, I homeschool her, but she also goes to class every week, 3 days a week. So finding that balance is very tough. And my daughter, now that she's getting older, as I was a stay-at-home mom, is not as busy and was not as busy until over the last couple of years. She does make these little comments like, Mom, you need to take a break, spend some time with me, stuff like that. So I do feel guilty. But I have started to kind of carve time out to where it's just family time. But overall, they're very supportive. And let's be honest, they don't complain because we get to go on fun vacations and do weddings in Italy and stuff like that. So
That's good.
they just got to deal with it.
No, that's good.
But they're both very helpful. How about you? Because listen, Brooke will sit here and act like, oh, I'm just a DJ, blah, 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 whatever. But she has a day job. And she works a lot. She does karaoke
4 nights a week.
She's a wife. She's a dog mom. So, and then she also kind of was pushed into 42 Lights, so she does weddings and coordination and stuff like that. But she's also kind of my social media person that does a lot of stuff.
And Vic is retired.
She's amazing.
Vic is retired, so that's nice. Like, it used to be, like, he used to be gone 16-hour days, and he's not anymore. So, like, the last 3.5 years, him being fully retired outside of DJing, and we do that aspect together, which is fine. So we do spend a lot of time together. And he is supportive now that I did the summit without him, like, doing the planning coordination. He's all on board about being home with the doggies.
Yeah, and Vic's great. He's very supportive. He's very, like, likable. Like, he's very, like, easygoing. He is loyal. You guys are loyal.
Very loyal.
We have had some issues, okay? And it has tested patience and other things. However, I think what we both have in common is we're both really good people that want the best for everybody around us. I like to take care of my people, mentally, physically, financially, just making sure that everybody is well taken care of, and I see everybody as equals. I don't see it as like anybody works for me or anything like that. So I really, really value your and Vic's support through everything that has been going on, because not only are they badass about, you know, everything that they do, whether it be the DJing or the coordination, the planning, stuff like that, but they have really just stuck by my side when a lot of people would not. So I do need to thank them publicly for being so kick-ass and amazing, because if it wasn't for them, especially you, Brooke, I don't know where I'd be right now, because you're definitely my right-hand man. Woman.
No, we appreciate it, and we definitely don't need to thank you, because I appreciate someone that sees potential. Yeah. So I don't like when someone expects perfection. Obviously, when we set up for an event or we do anything for anybody, the intention is that we follow through completely, and that's always the intent. But there's always a hiccup or a bump or something. Like, some things are out of our control. Yeah. But I appreciate someone that sees potential, and you know what I'm saying? Like, someone that doesn't, just not perfect. So, and then to come into Florida and get a start, to be able to start doing weddings, this is a hard place to break into.
It is. It's tougher.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There are DJs galore here.
Yeah. Same with planning and coordinating and everything. You see a post on social media, and that's pretty much where everybody gets their gigs. Mm-hmm. Within 5 minutes, you have 100 people commenting, oh, I can help you with that. Oh, I'm a DJ. I'm a planner. I'm a this, whatever. Mm-hmm.
But you know what I appreciate more?
What?
So I'm friends with a lot of planning and coordination just from attending events. Friends with different DJs or whatever it may be. So when you're friends with them, you see when they comment on those posts, which is fine. It's fair game, like whoever they select. But what I appreciate is when people are authentic. Yeah. So when I comment, you know, I tag 42 Lights and I say for sure, or whatever it is that you might be looking for of why you should hire 42 Lights overall, but then you see a lot of automated messages.
Oh, yeah.
And it's, you know, someone might just be asking for a DJ, but they're advertising their photo booth.
Right.
And it's like, they didn't even ask for a photo booth.
I know.
And it's not authentic. No, it just shows like you're not even listening from the get.
Right.
And to me, that's important. Like, are you listening to me?
Yeah. And it's the best compliment ever when somebody does tag your business, because it just lets you know that you're valued.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. Like, it's your fan, the fan section. If you saw that we have a fan right here that keeps on falling.
We needed Beyonce hair.
Yeah. No, it's 500 degrees outside right now. I'm just kidding. We're on set.
No, but we wanted to bring, because I think one thing we do have in common outside of planning and coordinating and doing weddings.
We both love the beach.
I love the beach. I ride, like, in my spare time, which is very spare. I ride bike with the dogs and Vic. I like walking outside in the hot temperatures. I know it's hot. That's people's first complaint. That's Florida. But coming from a cold state, living there all my life, like, I'd rather be sweating.
I mean, I'm fine if I'm by the water. If I'm in the water or near the water, I'm fine. I can deal with any kind of heat.
Yeah.
But we do a lot of outside weddings too, which of course is miserable.
It is miserable. Fine. It is. I mean, it's not ideal to be married on the beach in the summer.
Not in the summer, no.
I mean, we set up for a style shoot, and we were just caked.
That was miserable, and that wasn't even a real wedding.
It wasn't even a real wedding. It wasn't even all of the chairs. It wasn't even everything that you would need for a full setup, and we were cooked.
Yeah, no.
And then We had to finish out the networking event, which went wonderfully. But could you imagine doing that for maybe, say, 100 guests, 100 chairs?
That's why I hire Tipsy Tampa for rentals.
Yes. Shout out to Chelsea with Tipsy Tampa.
Chelsea, you got this.
But I couldn't imagine that being a real ceremony and then having to finish out the reception. I know the bride and groom would have been miserable.
Yeah, no, the people that do beach weddings, they deserve a medal. And I'm not just talking about going to marry them. I'm talking about setting it all up. It's no joke.
Oh, yeah, not just showing up and marrying, right.
Any rental setup, really.
It's tough.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah. Probably the first wedding that I got to coordinate alone, more or less. It really wasn't scheduled for me to do it, but you were supposed to be in multiple different places.
Oh, yeah, that day you were a lifesaver.
I think it was an issue maybe with the photo booth printer. Like, things were happening. Life was happening, like, with equipment and stuff, and I stayed at the venue and did this wedding, and this wedding had capacity, 125.
Yes.
The venue was loaded, like, you could barely squeeze through to get through. Like, you were at 125 guests. And
March 29th. I'll never forget that day.
And so this is my first one, and I'm not gonna like say names or anything. I'm not, but I'm gonna tell you the mistake that I made that still stands with me to this day, because when they post pictures, I see the mistake.
Oh, what is it? You've never told me this before.
So this wedding was very busy because there were so many guests. It's just a lot to keep up on. There's a lot more to clean. There's just a lot more, like, everybody's really engaged. Everybody's really just running. That's what people don't realize. The more you have, it's more work because there's just so much more that has to be done. It takes so much more time to get things done, like to move them from area to area. And I remember that they were taking photos, and when they take photos with your arch in one section of the venue because it was outside. And when you're done with photos, before you do entrances, that arch needs to get moved into reception. I did not do that.
Oh, I was thinking about a different...
So when...
Oh, yeah, that wasn't March 29th. That was before that.
Yeah. So when they post pictures of their first dance, that wall is blank.
Oh, yeah.
That wall is blank, and so it just sits with me. And I can still remember I asked two people. I said, as soon as these dances... And mind you, we're elbow to elbow. It's tight. And I now need to bring the arch in. And it needs to come in on the opposite side to be able to bring it in. So I begged two people, save my life and go get that arch.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't wait to tell her.
No, but the thing with that is that you're human, and half the time people aren't going to notice those little mistakes because they're enthralled in their event, whatever. But you're human, you're going to make mistakes, and still to this day, every single wedding, I learned something from it.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm constantly learning from every single wedding, so now you're never going to make that mistake again because that happened to you.
Oh, no. Now every wedding that I got the privilege to do going after, I was like, they're like, are you ready? And I'm like, we are not ready. Nope. The arch is not in position.
Yeah. I think that coordinators forget that if you need an extra 5 minutes, it's possible. You don't have to like rush.
Right.
You can say, hey, chill out for a second, like go do this, maybe go get a couple other shots over here. You can make it happen. It's fine. Yeah.
You can.
Speaking of little, like the time frames, right? So when things go wrong, which every single wedding, something's going to go wrong, obviously. Yeah. But some are worse than others. I've had a couple stories that I really want to tell because I think they're awesome.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to toot my own horn, but it's just to kind of like, I mean, I am going to toot my own horn, obviously.
Right.
It's kind of like, so make sure that the people in your wedding have their shit together.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So one wedding, the two cute bridesmaids showed up first. They were so adorable, so sweet in their own little world. And about 10 minutes before the ceremony time that was scheduled, they're like, Angie, we can't find our dresses. And I'm like, what do you mean you can't find your dresses? And they're like, we just can't find them anywhere. So I had access to the camera system at this particular venue. And I was like, well, let me check and make sure that you brought them. You know, so I go back and I look, and I'm looking at the cameras, and they walk in.
Elizabeth.
They walk in, and they don't have their dresses with them.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh my gosh. So the bride that day was already frazzled and like, you know, kind of like stressed out. So I didn't want to stress her out anymore. I said, so whatever you do not say anything to the bride. I'm going to handle this. I will be back in 10 minutes. So this venue had a store right around the corner that I knew was a Ross. So I was like, surely I can find a green dress because their colors were green, like sage green. I flew over to Ross. I found 2 dresses, matching dresses at that. At
what?
Ross. Yes, it was was amazing. It was like the universe opened up and said, here you go. It was a total of like $60 or even cheaper than that. I don't remember. Bought them, got back in time to get them in their dresses. Of course, they were tiny little, like 10 pounds each. But we pinned them. We were good. In the photos, nobody knew the difference. Note to self, don't get stoned on the day that your friend is getting married because it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Also, it is important that a coordinator is always organized and ready and prepped and has like an emergency kit. Teresa, my beautiful bride that got married, it's been 2 years now, I can't believe it. It's actually the video we were just watching, 10,000 views. We were about ready to get her to start her photos. We were getting her into the dress. I was helping them because the back had the little loops around the buttons, so they're really, really hard. So as a coordinator, you always should have one of those little like crochet hooks to make sure that the little loops go around the buttons. They're like a lifesaver. If you don't have a planner, definitely get one of those to have on your wedding day. So we're doing that, and they go to zip up the dress, and the zipper started behind or underneath her butt and went all the way up to like the back, and this girl had like the perfect body too. Like she was like no ounce of fat on her. She was just like, whatever. And when she started to pull it up, her bridesmaid, you hear this, and we all just look at each other. And the bride's like, oh my gosh, what just happened? We're like, nothing happened, and we're trying to like fix it, and it just did not work. So long story short, I had to sew, and they have videos and pictures of me. I had to sew her dress from the bottom all the way up, and it was only both of those instances required maybe 15 minutes to get her sewn in and also to go get their dresses, and everything went on without a hitch. So you have to have a planner and coordinator that is ready to do that for you and jump in, because most coordinators and planners will be like, I'm so sorry this is happening, can we cover it up with something? Or hey, you just not in the wedding. No, we make it happen.
No, for sure.
And you are the same way, because I've seen you run it. I've seen you like,
I will, whatever it takes.
Yes.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I don't sew perfectly, but I could sew you in it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's white. Like, now I really feel bad for the groom that night, because I wanted to make sure that she was not coming out of that dress. So yeah.
I would have just, when I got home.
Yeah. Rip it off. Have a good wedding night. Woo!
Always have some sort of pins. Like you said, even if you don't have a planner or something, I always give people, do you have a bobby pin? Do you have, the little safety pins? Every pin you can think of.
Pins.
Yes.
Always. I mean, there's always going to be emergencies. Unless you're getting married in the middle of nowhere, there's always a solution. I've always, solutions find me easily. I always say that like mantra.
Yeah.
And it just really does happen. If you're positive, it'll happen.
And one thing about us, like when things are stressful, about you and I, we're stoic.
Oh yeah.
We show no emotion.
You'll never know.
You'll never know if we're mad or happy in a positive way.
Yeah, no.
Like if things are on fire behind us, we're just like,
yeah. Right now, the set is on fire right behind you. Can't even tell. No.
That's one thing about me.
Yeah, no, same. I think that's important. Because if your coordinator's stressed out, how's that going to make you feel as a bride?
That's one thing that irritates me. If I'm depending on someone and that person is stressed and acting drama and just can't get it together, I'm like, okay, why did I hire you?
No.
That's important.
Yeah, it's very important. Same with vendors. And if the vendors come with excuses and drama and blah, 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 nope, let's get new ones.
It's not acceptable, because at the end of the day, they commit and they would expect the same on their wedding day.
Exactly. It's true.
For sure.
We have this beautiful orchid right here. Orchids are important to me. I have always let plants die. And for some reason, my one orchid that Felicia, one of our coordinators, gave me 2 years ago, came back to life. And I've been nurturing it ever since. Her name is Opal. She was royal blue, and she is now white. She changes colors. And this I found today, luckily on the first day of our episode, filming our first episode of the podcast. And she was hot pink, so we had to get her. And her name is Lovey. So Lovey is going to be here for every single episode.
For sure.
And we're going to...
And as she grows, we'll grow.
Yes. So hopefully she doesn't die.
She won't. Because it's only going to get better from here.
But I mean, even if she were to die, good things come from dark times in your life.
And she might just need a little pruning. Everybody has to prune themselves at some point in life in order to expand beyond.
Yeah.
Because if you don't cut the weed, you become the weed.
You're right. We got to cut those weeds, baby. Those weeds are a problem. But really, I mean, we just need to water her, just like we need beach days. She just needs some water. She needs some sunlight. Same.
So that's why she lives here at the beach.
Yeah. So she's our podcast orchid. Lovey.
Welcome, Lovey, everybody.
Our very first episode with I Do.
With 42. And let's be real, this is us right here
Raw.
in the backyard, raw. Like, this set was created by Angie. It's stunning. We're doing the editing. We're literally capturing. We don't even have, you know, the high quality mics yet. We're just getting started. So we need your support in order to keep growing. We want to talk about what you want to hear about.
Subscribe, follow, share.
Tell us in the comments what you like, what you didn't like.
Who you want us to interview.
If you were a past bride or new bride and you're with 42 Lights and you want to sit right here and behind Lovey, you let us know.
I want to interview our couples.
I do.
Definitely want to. I do, with 42.
Exactly. Yeah. And not even just bride. If you want to bring groom or your husband now, we got room.
Absolutely. So, you know, we hope that you learned a little bit about us. We want to show that we're not like your lifetime, Hallmark movie wedding planner.
Yeah, no.
Like, we have fun. We're real. We're not going to be fake. We're going to joke with you. We're going to laugh with you. We're going to tell fun stories and hopefully make you laugh.
For sure. And we're just
filtered.
Simply going to cater to you.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So we are just here to kind of like talk about weddings these days, the trends, the controversial topics, all of the things.
The things.
And bring in some fun guests that you're going to definitely tune in. You're going to want to tune in, for sure.
For sure.
So thank you for joining us. We hope to see you next episode. Till then.
Cheers.
Let's move our stuff.
She's
here she is. You're 10 years old.
Yeah.
Tell me about yourself, Lily.
I love to play basketball. And I love to watch Star Wars.
Okay. Are you aware that you were named after that 42 Lights was named after you?
A few years ago.
Yeah. How does that make you feel?
I don't know.
What is your role?
What do you mean?
What is your job at 42 Lights?
I don't know. Sometimes you just take me there and I just help you set up.
Yeah. Awesome. Brooke has some questions for you.
Okay, so I'm going to ask my question. Is it really cool to have a mom that has all of the cool things like a photo booth and lighting? So like all your birthday parties are like over the top. Like, is it cool to you?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
It is?
Yeah.
So like you're like the star in town. Like my mom has all the accessories. Yeah?
What else is exciting about having a mom as a wedding planner?
I sometimes will get paid. Even though you haven't paid me in a while.
Oh. In a while. Didn't you just go on a trip?
So anytime I want to be paid, I just send an invoice. You should make an invoice.
Yeah, send me an invoice.
Don't even have it.
Oh, okay.
That you didn't like about your mommy being a planning coordinator for weddings, what would it be?
She works all the time.
Oh, yeah.
On her computer.
Yeah?
and I'm always quiet and I don't get a thank you or anything.
Oh!
How many hours do you think I work a week?
2,000.
2,000.
Probably more than that.
I'm sorry. But didn't you just go on a very lovely trip because of my wedding planning?
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
And where else? In Switzerland.
Okay, that's what I thought. Shut it.
Did you want to tell them about the food?
Oh yeah, the food was awesome.
It's always awesome. My love. Thanks. You're beautiful.
Thank you.
Do you want to talk about anything that you want to say about the wedding industry before you say goodbye?
Make sure you book Brooke and my mom.
Oh, honey.